This is the body cam footage that shows law enforcement knock on Sterns' parents' door looking for Maddie. Maddie was later found not alive on Old Hickory Tree Road, where her vigil and memorial took place.
I know some people love the raw footage, so that's why I upload a lot of it over there. So, okay, we have those 2 body cams at Deb's house. And then we have another February 28th body cam, which basically there's nothing on there. It was taken at the storage unit facility.
And again, we're not listening to the whole thing, but we're just getting an idea of the dates and what exactly did happen. Buster says, I'm a big supporter of Deb and Chris. There are a lot of parents out there that deserve the blame, like the Laundries, right? And the parents who did everything they could. But Stephan Sterns made his own decisions. And yes, Deb, I could not watch this because I wanted to give you a big bear hug as well. I know I would have to get a step stool to give you a big hug, but I was willing to get a step stool to give you a big hug. Yes, she is. She really is. But you know, we all have our things. We all have our things.
Down there, cops weren't sure if Stephan had visited that facility or not. So a lot of that visual, I'm just going to put under the audio of some audio interviews.
443 Everton.
Yeah, do your thing. All right, I appreciate you.
So now the audio interviews. Now, one of them is from March 1st.
March 1st, 2024. That's a year and 5 months ago. Boy, how things have changed in a year and 5 months. And yes, Deb, like I said, I didn't even watch that part. I did not want to watch that part. I just went past it. I'm not going to play it. I understand. You were alone, terrified. The dogs were on high alert. You were already, it was a very bad night. Well, Deb's probably at least a foot taller than me. I'm only 4'11", and I'm assuming Deb's probably like 5'10". Oh, you're only 5'6"? I thought you were taller than that. When I see those giant poodles, well, okay. All right, then there you go. I'll reach up, you reach down. It's not that Deb's tall, it's that I'm short, all right? All right, let's keep going.
Today's date is March 1st, at 17:40 p.m. Myself, Detective St. Jean, Detective Snug, in reference to an agency assist with Orange County.
We're going to chat about that real quick since I haven't given my comment.
Yes, thank God. And again, this was a 2-hour and 5-minute video, and 1,000 comments only commented on this small little 5-minute clip. I didn't see anyone that said, man, I sympathize with those poor parents. They had no idea they were blindsided. None of that. It's just all hatred. I'm like, man, I cannot let this, like, without my 2 cents anyway. Hey, I don't need to change anyone's mind, but I need you guys to know where I stand on this.
Commentary yet. I just gave it to you guys pretty much straight in one of my previous videos, so you could just hear it first. But now we can talk about it together. March 1st, unfortunately, that was the day. It was a Friday. Maddie was found. Yep. It's crazy that these officers were at Deb and Chris's home interviewing them when Chris gets a call from Orange County Sheriff's Office an officer letting him know that Maddie was found, recovered. So we get to hear their reaction. And then after we listen to these snippets, we'll go over the entire April 11th, 2024 interview. This one, oh my goodness, I had to pray over this one.
I had to pray.
It's stuff that's on here goes back to 2011. To 2011. Yeah. I was so happy to see that. Ugh.
You know, if she felt like she was being abused, of course she was being abused because she's not old enough to consent. But other than that, I think she was consensual.
And you just said that. You literally just said that she can't consent. But then again, all this stuff is going on. And you said, other than that, I think she was consensual, meaning that she showed love for Stephan. She talked on the phone with him all the time. She was constantly about Stephan. All of her friends say that. And Deb and Chris wouldn't know any different than that. And that's what Deb's saying. And I said that, and I had to smack myself in the middle of the stream when I said I feel like Maddie thought she was in love with Stephan and back and forth. But that could never happen because she was a minor. So anyway, that's a big part. And I'm glad what Plunder says, but listen up here. That one part got 1,000 comments.
Only because of the way that she would snuggle up to him and rub him on the shoulder.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe she they get used to it. I don't know.
Deb, you know, she can be
Just getting used to it means grooming. And that's for any of you out there. Any of you, yes. And I totally get the affection, the hugging, the cuddling, all that stuff. And I did not know the term groom before I started on this channel. I had no idea what any of that meant or the signs of it or the years that it can happen. I just didn't know about it. All right. And Chris says, the most important thing we can tell you is that you can do everything right as parents and still have no control over your choices your adult makes in secret. And the reason I empathize with the Sterns, Chris, Deb, is because that happened to my mom twice with my brother and my nephew. Me, I don't even have parking tickets. I don't have any kind of any record, none of that. I've done nothing except support my family that has gotten into trouble. And so, yes, my mom's had to deal with that. Would I attack somebody if they talked about my mom like that? Oh, yes, I would, even at all 4 feet 11. All right, let's listen to what she says.
pretty infuriating with some of the stuff she says. And still, I'm trying to understand her, you know, as a mama bear, that aspect coming out of her instinct to protect Stephan, her son, but, you know, not at the expense of Maddie getting her justice. Now, mind you, the Sterns, as I understand it, they do not feel this way anymore.
All right, so again, CN red flags. You see, this is where we have difference in opinion. I don't know if you're trying to talk about the Sterns, but they turned over the evidence that they had, and we're just talking about them not understanding what that means. So hopefully we can change your mind. And also they're in chat, so let's not talk about the parents like that. We're on a members only, and you know, if you don't like them, you got to be a little bit more. Let's not call the parents that. I know what you're saying, but please. All right. I hope that you're not talking about the Sterns.
Her son was lying to them a lot, you know, misdirecting them, blaming other people. So it's no wonder that initially they felt differently. So listen to this with those caveats in mind. But at one point, I still can't. Something Deb says, something she says about Maddie, it's so heartbreaking. She's saying, we'll get to it, but she's kind of inferring, she's saying, okay, I know the girl couldn't consent. She wasn't old enough to consent, but you know, the way she was like rubbing his shoulders and everything and snuggling up to him, it's like it was consensual.
But that's not how she said it at all either. So it's interesting how you can watch it. Everybody could watch a video. We could watch the same video, and I did not hear anything of that sort. I did not hear that. Context is king, guys. Remember that. All right. And thank you more for the $5 super chat. Yeah, Jennifer Soto put that child in a bed with a grown man over and over and over and over, and then sent her to room number 4 with lube and a tripod and a 9mm All right. Yeah, such a good Christian plunder. It's wild to watch this video and see how different you said that and how it was translated. Not the same.
Very infuriating, especially, trigger alerts for survivors out there. Deb is looking to understand her son's warped behavior. In some ways, she's making a lot of excuses for him, but it's a journey. In other ways, they really did do the right thing. Deb and Chris turned over certain jump drives, hard drives to the police. That's what the April 11th interview is about. The cop is coming there to collect this stuff that other entities had not collected. Chris let them know. I think he let Kissimmee know. He said March 19th, there's this stuff Stephan left down here. And when we get to the point where Chris is like, I didn't really look at what was on here. I just saw like the thumbnails and the file name descriptions. Some stuff I did like blur out when they're talking about CP, as they call it, or CSAM.
And again, this whole case is terrible. And I understand where people are coming from. I know where their emotions come from. But let's call it what it is. Let's talk about Jen Soto's responsibility. And Norma, you're right. No other adults said anything about Maddie being abused. Nobody did anything. Everybody that was around her didn't do a thing. I just don't understand how a small clip gets interpreted to this big thing that didn't even happen. It's just wild. And it's happened to me before, obviously, on the channel. Somebody will take 5 words that I say and turn it into nothing. I also have a document here that I want to talk about before we get on with anything about why they're speaking out. I have a whole document that I want to show you guys because I haven't got to go over it yet. And it's not me making excuses for anybody. It's me showing you how things are versus how things have been misconstrued. It's just so weird.
But they talked about, I saw the name, Layla, 5 years old. I mean, that just made my heart drop. So anyway, let's get through this. Let's talk first about this February 28th, 2024 body cam video. Deborah's really upset. Some people are like, is she faking or what? She sounds very upset. They're looking for Maddie. Prior to this, supposedly she was in the woods somewhere calling out Maddie's name. That's the body cam video I wanted to see. When those officers arrived, supposedly Deb was like calling out Maddie, like seeing if she was in the woods or somewhere.
So we're just going to listen for a few more minutes and then we're going to go over the documents that I have and we're going to talk about all of that. If you watched this on your own and you have the same narrative that everybody's pushing in their chat, that's fine. I'm just hoping that one person will see this and look at the context and how the context is much different than the salaciousness that's being offered here. It's not the same at all. All right, this is a crazy time.
Didn't hear that part unless it's been redacted or whatever, unless it was that, pretty female officer, the one we see her on camera. I don't know if we see her body cam perspective ever, but they're asking her, how long have you been basically sitting on this house? And she says something like 7 minutes or whatever.
And here's the thing. I guess a reason I want to speak out as well, Deb, is because I got to tell you, so many more documents and FOIAs are going to come out. As a matter of fact, everybody's paying for them right now. People are jumping to get the FOIA.